Could opening an ancient tomb seal your fate? Today, we unravel the chilling tales of those who dared to enter King Tutankhamun's tomb. The discovery that sparked wonder yet brought with it a shadow of death. From golden treasures to mysterious fatalities, the curse of King Tut's tomb has puzzled the world. Was it the pharaoh's revenge or mere coincidence? King Tutankhamun's burial site stands out as a rare discovery in ancient Egypt, untouched for over 3 millennia and brimming with golden treasures and artifacts. Yet, following the tomb's unveiling, a mysterious series of deaths occurred among at least 13 individuals who had entered the site, giving rise to global speculations about a so-called Pharaoh's curse. Scholars delving into the mysteries of Tutankhamun's final resting place observed peculiarities in the mummification and burial rites, diverging significantly from traditional expectations. Ancient Egyptian customs held that pharaohs, upon death, ascended to a divine status, acting as intermediaries between the gods and their people. This belief underscored the meticulous attention to the mummification process and the sacred adornment of tombs. The anomalies surrounding Tutankhamun's burial, including the unusual treatment of the mummy and the enigmatic alterations to Osiris representation, continue to perplex historians. What prompted these deviations from normative practices, and what secrets does Tutankhamun's mummy hold that continue to puzzle experts? The enigma of Tutankhamun's tomb deepens when considering its structure and location, which left archaeologists Howard Carter and Lord George Carnarvon bewildered upon its discovery in 1922. Contrary to expectations of a grand and expansive burial chamber, they were greeted by a confined space, more akin to a storeroom than a royal tomb. Furthermore, Tutankhamun's resting place was situated away from his royal forebears, a detail that puzzles researchers because, according to ancient Egyptian beliefs, this separation could hinder the pharaoh's reunion with his family in the afterlife. This unusual burial location raises the question: was it a mere consequence of running out of space near his ancestors, or was there another reason? Moreover, the absence of a dedicated coffin for Tutankhamun adds to the mystery. The young king was laid to rest in a series of 3 golden coffins, nested within each other, all designed to resemble Osiris, the deity of the afterlife, in a pose of eternal rest with symbolic scepter and flail. Yet the middle coffin stands out, not just for its distinctive artistic style, but also because its facial features diverge from those on the other coffins and Tutankhamun's own death mask. Egyptology experts suggest that the middle coffin, along with certain artifacts found in Tutankhamun's grave, might originally have been crafted for Neferneferuaten, a shadowy figure believed to have been a ruler contemporaneous with Akhenaten, Tutankhamun's father. Neferneferuaten is a mysterious character, mentioned in inscriptions but with little known about her reign or life. It's theorized she passed away before she could establish her rule. The puzzle of her existence and her connection to Tutankhamun's burial items adds a layer of intrigue to the study of ancient Egypt. Further complicating the narrative is the discovery that the coffin was modified to fit its final resting place. The undertakers had to trim parts of the coffin that extended beyond the sarcophagus, an action that prevented the lid from properly closing. This modification was evidenced by the discovery of Osiris' amputated toes at the sarcophagus's base, signifying a hurried burial process. The presence of these adjustments and the reuse of grave goods initially intended for another person suggests that Tutankhamun's death was unexpected and the preparations for his burial were rushed. Archaeological findings indicate that the tomb was likely intended for a different dignitary, repurposed in haste to accommodate the young pharaoh's untimely demise. Tutankhamun's death remains a subject of speculation, influenced by his complex health issues. Born to sibling parents, he inherited genetic defects including a clubfoot, necessitating the use of walking canes, as evidenced by the 350 gold-plated canes found in his tomb. His health was further compromised by a weakened immune system, brittle bones, and signs of malaria detected in his mummy. Despite these challenges, Tutankhamun enjoyed chariot riding, which could explain the broken leg observed on his mummy. The absence of his heart, contrary to Egyptian mummification traditions that usually preserve the heart, and the presence of a large, unusual incision on his mummy suggest a hurried burial process. Combining these facts, it is plausible that Tutankhamun died from injuries sustained in a chariot accident, possibly exacerbated by his existing health conditions. This theory suggests a tragic accident during a chariot ride led to his untimely death. Consequently, Tutankhamun's severe injuries extended beyond broken bones. His heart was also crushed. Efforts to quickly transport his body to morticians were hindered by rapid decomposition under the intense Egyptian sun. With his tomb unfinished, he was placed in a makeshift space, leading to a rushed and improperly conducted mummification process. The traditional rituals were skipped, and the place where his heart should have been was filled with scarab beetle amulets instead. 3 millennia later, archaeologists uncovering his remains inadvertently dislodged a fragment of his skull while extracting the mummy from its coffin, adding to the series of unfortunate events surrounding Tutankhamun's burial. This discovery only added to the list of peculiar incidents linked to the young pharaoh's tomb. Adding to the mysteries surrounding Tutankhamun, it was discovered that his mummy had been subjected to fire. Egyptologist Chris Naughton and forensic experts in the Channel 4 documentary Tutankhamun, The Mystery of the Burnt Mummy, conducted a virtual autopsy. It revealed evidence of burning on a fragment of the mummy's flesh. However, it's unlikely that the burning was intentional. The ancient Egyptians revered their pharaohs too much to desecrate their bodies deliberately, considering them as intercessors with the gods even in death. Moreover, the mummy showed signs of burning while it was still sealed within its coffin, making deliberate acts of burning highly improbable. These unusual findings further fuel discussions about the so-called curse associated with Tutankhamun's tomb. The mystery deepens with the revelation that Tutankhamun's body was covered in an excessive amount of oil and resin, to the extent that during the tomb's opening, the mummy was found adhered to the coffin walls. This led to a startling discovery in the documentary, where fire investigators showed that a chemical reaction from the embalming oils could have caused the mummy to spontaneously combust. Such an oversight in the embalming process is unusual and highlights a rare exception in the care usually taken during mummification. The subsequent deaths of those involved with the tomb's opening fueled beliefs in a pharaoh's curse. Notable figures such as archaeologist Arthur Mace, radiologist Sir Archibald Douglas Reed, and Lord Carnarvon's brother, Aubrey Herbert, passed away within a few years of the tomb's unveiling. The narrative of the curse gained further traction with the death of Prince Ali Camel by his wife's hand and Lord Carnarvon's death, who was among the first to enter the tomb. However, a closer examination of the facts reveals a less supernatural explanation. The average age of the deceased scientists was 74.5 years, suggesting natural causes rather than a curse. Lord Carnarvon, aged 57, succumbed to pneumonia, a condition to which he was already predisposed. Howard Carter, the most likely candidate for the curse, lived to 64 and died of natural causes 16 years after the tomb's opening. Experts in ancient Egyptian history tell us that the ancient Egyptians didn't believe in curses. Many people who have opened other tombs didn't feel any magical effects. So whether you believe in a curse or think it was just an accident, both views fit into Tutankhamun's story. Despite ongoing research, the mystery of his death remains unsolved, and new information only adds to the confusion. This situation makes Tutankhamun's life seem almost comical, reminiscent of the many mishaps of Mr. Bean. Yet, we still don't have a comedy film starring him. Perhaps what's missing is a catchy title for such a movie. What would you name a comedy centered around Tutankhamun? Thank you for exploring the enigma of King Tutankhamun with us. If you enjoyed this journey into the past, show your support by liking, commenting with your thoughts or theories, and subscribing to our channel for more fascinating tales from history. Your engagement helps us uncover more mysteries, so don't forget to hit that subscribe button and join our community of curious minds. See you in the next adventure.